Okay, now the space between the bridges. There's the first Holden's crossing, the first tractor crossing. It's a nice ginkgo tree. It's been growing really good. Over here we have a red maple, 2-3 feet out of its 5-foot tube. And then over here we have a persimmon that has died back every year, so we will see what happens to that. Go over this way, the land between two bridges. This oak is starting to really look nice. It was kind of crooked, and I've done some trimming over the last couple of years. It's getting better. Here is an ancestry oak that's looking real nice. And then against the sunshine, that's a pure white oak that I got from Connections. Of course, that ancestry too. I think I'm looking forward to the colors on that white oak. You know, some of the spruce trees in here, fir, Norway. Most of them are Norway spruce. And over here we have the largest of the northern catawba trees. Right there, that one had flowers this summer actually. Here I think this is an Asian oak, white oak, and another ginkgo tree. So both ginkgo trees looking really good. And another Asian oak right here. And we come through, I just cut a path through the walnut grove. So this is a walnut that's only 2 years old. And along with that walnut over there, they have grown really nice. These are the 3-year-old walnuts over here. And they've grown too fast and trimming, and they've broke down. This is one that's barely going, and I don't know what happened there, but this is a 2-year-old that's good. Here's one of the best 3-year-old ones. There's another one. That 3-year-old one over there, top of it broke off. That's a pretty nice one there. And this one here, again, 3-year-olds, and then a couple more 2-year-old ones over here that are looking good. Another 2-year-old looking good. Here's some younger white oaks. This one here, that one over there. This one's just growing out of its tube. It's struggled. This one's been okay. Again, that's that nice white oak, bigger white oak over there, pure white. We do have something here. Again, this has died back quite a bit. It's hard to see, but there is a little white oak there. This one's come along nicely and is looking pretty good. And over by the tractor crossing, we have the original Tupelo or black gum that I planted. And I'd say it's just doing okay. It's not thriving. I am trying to determine if I should cut this and let it start from the base. It has a lot of bark damage, and that's typical of Tupelos, is that bark damage. You know, and there's more of it down there too. So who knows what we'll do. So here's a 2-year-old heart nut. It's this one is, again, most of them grow really well, you know, and I think they say on the website tropical appearance. This one, this is a heartnut tree that I planted this year. It's okay. It's, you know, it's a little shaded. I got to cut down this walnut. We don't need it. Here's one of Luke's. I think this is an apple that he planted. And then there's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, the circle of pines here. A smaller ginkgo tree. You know, that's a little bit over 6 feet tall. It's going to really start growing now. So some of these, you know, these are growing pretty well, these Swiss stone pines. Over here are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pretty good sized apple trees. And then in some of these cages are apple trees, new. And some also red dogwood. Here's another heartnut tree. And we'll go back to the food forest. This one's probably the biggest heartnut tree. It's growing probably close to 6 feet this year. It's growing like crazy. Scotch pine. This is Swiss stone pine. There's a little hazelnut. And then these are the grapes. This is probably the weakest growing grape. This grape has quite a bit of growth. This is the best grape, has a lot of growth. I'm gonna have to get caging up here. Here's another grape with a lot of good growth. So over there is a horse chestnut. That is really I think that'll really grow. That'll probably grow a couple feet next year once they establish. Here's a shagbark hickory. This is a bigger alder tree that I got at Canetch's, and that's done pretty well. You can see the hazelnuts, a hazelnut. Another hazelnut. Then back here, it's hard to see, but I have 4 smaller plum trees. This is a bigger Toka plum. And then in the orchard here, we have, this is a cherry tree here. In that cage is a cherry tree. This is a pear tree. Another pear. Apple tree. This is a chestnut apple, which produced a lot of apples this year. Back over there is a, what's the name of that apple tree? Small apples. And then a Honeycrisp over there that's just growing out of the cage. And then up on the hillside, we have 2 peach and 5 apples trees. So again, more of the hazelnuts. So you can see the male catkins, I think they're called. Hazelnut. This is a Asian oak. It's not going to get huge. Asian white oak. that really, really, exploded this year with growth. It went from about 3 feet to over 6 feet. So, a little oak tree just planted. Again, more hazelnuts. This is the Turkish filbert, which is related to the hazelnuts. Another hazelnut here. And this is a London plane tree. Look at the size of those leaves. And this thing is going to really grow. This is called a London plane tree bloodgood. Then I got some small hazelnuts here. There's one. These are the honeyberries. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 honeyberries. And then 2 more hazelnuts. And then we'll go back there. Something's happened to this heartnut tree. This one was really growing, but I cut right here, and I think that has caused some problems. So back over here, these hazelnuts I just got this year, and this is a new heartnut that I got, and that's growing pretty well. This jungle back here I mowed for a year or two. Might mow it a little bit more. And but here's one of the dawn redwoods that is growing pretty well. You can see all the. Look at those burrs from the burdocks. You don't want to get in there. Again, the heartnut tree. The new hazelnut one here. This hazelnut's growing real well. And this one too. They grow above their tubes, however, and the deer get them. And these honeyberries are, I'd say only average in terms of how they're growing. We're almost to the second bridge. And over here we have a larch that's, about 5 feet tall. That one started out as a 1-footer. I think that'll really grow next year. This tree is really beautiful tree. It's a red willow, and it's getting big, and it's gonna be big. And we're able to cut the small branches and plant those. Here's my poor bridge. We'll go back here. Have some American highbush cranberries there that are in tough shape. Here is a Kentucky coffee tree. This one's coming along nicely. And here's one of Amanda's birch trees here. So that's coming along, and a Kentucky coffee tree is nice. There's my attempt back there to grow some sunflowers. It didn't work out too well. Here's a big corkscrew willow. There's another corkscrew over there. So, okay.